Heartland's commitment to our payroll and human resource services has put our sales force in a phenomenal position. Not only can you reach out to existing clients that you have on card and upsell them to a payroll and human resource application, but you can reach out to new clients that you haven't been able to touch before. This is going to open up new doors, new opportunities, and new referral sources. It's also put us in a great position to talk to financial advisors, insurance agents, CPAs on how this product integrates with their business model and how it brings more value to their clients, therefore bringing you more referrals in the future. The sales process is critical when it comes to how you're going to approach the sale on payroll, how you're going to engage the client, what you're going to do to actually put them in a position to where they're going to be motivated to make a change. And that's critical. It's not just about going in, throwing down a proposal, giving them pricing. It's really about identifying what is the need, what are their motivating factors that will cause them to react and change their services. And we actually have a great process within Heartland. The forecast itself that you already use on the card side, you can apply that easily to what you're doing on payroll. One of the key things before approaching a client, if you've scheduled an appointment by phone or if you're talking to them in person, get an idea of how they're currently set up even before you actually go to that first appointment to present. Some of the basics, you're going to want to get information such as who they use, how many employees they have, what's important to them in their payroll system or their human resources infrastructure. What is it that they can't afford to lose? That's a key question to ask, because if they tell you something that they can't afford to lose and we can't do it, that's qualified that opportunity for you to where you need to move on. However, it also gives you an indicator of what enhancements we can bring to the table to make that even better. Something else just to keep in mind, send them a checklist of the things that you'll need before you even get there in order to set up their account. It's an assumptive agreement. It's letting them know, it's clearly showing expectations of what they're going to need to set up on Heartland's payroll system. But oftentimes you'll walk to that appointment, you'll sit down at their desk, and they'll have this stack of material waiting for you. And it makes your process much easier. And it also gives them enough time ahead of time so that they're not going through filing cabinets or notebooks and things like that to get what you need. So it's important up front to give them an idea of why you're there, that you're there specifically to improve their business. You're not there for a social call. At the end of the appointment, you would like to walk them through the boarding process and get them started on Heartland. When you've stated that up front, you've given them agenda of what you want to talk about, it makes a big difference for them because they're not surprised about anything that you're going to ask. Once you're actually at the appointment, you can use your same forecast that you do on the card side. It works wonderful. Let them know, set the expectations, let them know. You're going to talk a little bit about Heartland. You're going to ask them questions about their business. You're going to show them pricing and how our pricing structure differs in the industry. And then you're going to clearly explain how the boarding process takes place. And that's very, very simple for them to understand. Keeps it straightforward, and you can carry on with the appointment. A key portion of your presentation process is going to be getting into the needs analysis, and that's extremely important in payroll. Before you get there though, you've got to warm them up, and I would suggest taking a few minutes just to connect with them. There's many ways to do so. It's the typical look around the room, see what they're interested in. Oftentimes they were referred to you by somebody that you both know, so you can connect that way. There's also ways that you can connect with them just on the actual solution themselves. Find out how long have they been in business. Why did they choose their current payroll processor? Get some stories out of them, and that will really help with the process. But it is important to build a little bit of rapport, But I always say be mindful of that time, because most or many salespeople can really connect with people well. You can actually create a friend right there on the spot, and before you know it, you've been building rapport for 30 minutes, and that person's got a schedule as well as yourself. And you want to give enough time to get into business, make sure there's definitely enough time to sign them up, and so you can move on with your day. And of course, you can then circle back for coffee or lunch and connect some more, maybe get some referrals from them. Give them a little bit of background about Heartland. Heartland is well known for merchant services, loyalty, gift card marketing, that sort of thing. Some companies aren't as knowledgeable that Heartland is in the business of doing payroll service. We are actually a Fortune 1000 company and one of 3 publicly traded payroll companies in the market. They know who the other 2 are. It's important that they know that we're in that category with them. It's best to find at least 3 motivating factors through the needs analysis. If you can find one, that's great, but make sure it's outside of price. Most consumers and most business owners won't change on price, because if in their environment everything's working fine, you're not going to enhance what they currently have. And yeah, maybe you can save them a few dollars. It typically isn't enough to make that change. So the needs analysis will really bring out some of the pain points that they may have, some of the areas that they want to grow into, some of the areas that they don't have already. And then they start to question, well, why in the world am I with this service? I need to change to Heartland because they can give me so much more. And then pricing is icing on the cake. Through that process, you're going to go through all kinds of questions. And my advice is to keep asking questions, conversational questions that will identify those motivating factors. And if you are asking questions and you're talking to them and they're saying, hey, everything's great here, and no, I don't need this, and yeah, we have this, and I'm happy with it, and so forth, and you've been doing that for a while, you need to ask the question, hey, what was it that motivated this appointment? Because I sure would like to have your business, but based on your environment, I'm trying to find out where we can really make a difference for you. What motivated this meeting? And that may open up another area that you can identify those motivating factors. I know that you have a needs analysis, or we're going to provide a needs analysis for you. What is their payroll process? How do they actually collect time and attendance information? Are they using a time clock? Are they using a POS system? Are they using an Excel spreadsheet? Whatever it may be, what's the vehicle from start all the way to sending to the payroll processor, how they get that information. So find those pain points. It's extremely important. And then start getting into more of the human resources applications. And that's really where you're going to get a lot of dialogue, I think. Ask them, what is their human resources infrastructure? Do they have a handbook? Do they have job descriptions? Who do they call when they need advice on a new law that's come out? Some of the big things that are going on right now with the Affordable Care Act, those are a lot of business owners are spinning with that information, and that is specifically an area where we can help them. We can guide them. We can show them documentation they need. We can provide reporting for them. Any type of labor law that is released into our society, we can give them specific, solid advice on it, and they don't have to worry about it. And that's what business owners aren't typically aware of. HR is, think of it this way. They're walking through a minefield every single day, and HR is one of the biggest landmines that's waiting for them each day. It's important to find out what kind of guidelines they have. Where do they access a process for hiring, for performance reviews, for disciplinary action? How do they communicate to their employees? Where do employees access information that the employer needs? These are all areas that we can help them. This is just some advice that has worked well in the field, is to remember an acronym, FAA. It stands for fix, add, or avoid. And these are key motivating factors for business owners when you're doing a needs analysis. If you can't fix something or improve something that they have, if they aren't looking to add something that you are bringing to the table, such as an HR solution, and if you can't find something that they're looking to avoid, for instance, how many business owners are looking to avoid the landmines of the Affordable Care Act, or something that may come up in a new law that pertains to labor law? And these are areas that we can help them. If you can find something that you can fix, you can add and enhance what they have, or help them avoid a danger, you are in a good position to help them move on to Heartland service. You have found a solution that can actually improve what they currently have.